Welcome to Comfort Havoc number 2. I just deleted the video that this is going to replace. So, let's start again. I'm making this video because it needs to be made. I have a lot of things I need to get off my chest. It is going to hurt a lot of members in my family. I am not doing this intentionally to hurt you. I am doing this to open your eyes. Let me start off by saying, because of your births, I never got the chance to live my dreams. Because of the birth of your children, I never got the chance to accomplish my goals and my dreams while I sit back and watch all of you have success. Y'all all watched me suffer and contributed to it, willingly and unwillingly. And then at 43, 42, whenever I had my hip replacement, I had decided that I wasn't watching any more children. I meant what I said, and somehow, every time I tried to get away, I kept getting roped back in. So, let's take it back. I lost my entire youth taking care of kids that weren't mine. That would be you, my siblings. And without question, without morals, when my 20s and my 30s came, I was taking care of your kids. Now, you may not like what I have to say, but everything I'm going to say is 99.9, which is what I give my channel, 99.9. Oh, I can give them the whole 1,000. But I'm trying to make this video peacefully, without swearing, and without bringing up other miscellaneous events. Alright? Now, I don't have kids. I gave up $11 jobs, like $11 an hour jobs, before it was a thing, to take care of children that wasn't mine, to get them off the bus. Now, when I had a fiance, my illustrious mother decided to forbid me from having children, but didn't say anything to my siblings who constantly kept having children, and decided I'm going to make you watch their kids, just like I made you watch them. Shame. And you know the worst part about that is that the kids that I watched, they didn't have a problem as I watched their kids too. My oldest nephew has a better job than me, making better money than me, living in another city. And every breath that he takes is a moment of my life that I can't get back, because I had to change his pampers while his parents were sitting right outside. Yes, me. But I also couldn't live in the house in which I was lived in because I was forced out when he was conceived. Let that sink in for a minute as I move on. All of a sudden, all of my sisters, besides the youngest one who actually got married, started having babies on top of babies. And when I finally got a fiance, it was, no, James, you can't have children, but I've been taking care of them and their children. My oldest niece, very beautiful girl, has 2 very beautiful girls of her own. She's the only one, next to my oldest nephew, who has honor and has not one time said, "You're going to watch my children." While everyone else's children has been dumped at my fucking doorstep, and I just cussed, so I'm sorry. But none of the parents, none of my siblings, because this isn't about their kids, this is about them. None of my siblings not once looked at me and said, "Damn, maybe James wanted to have kids of his own. Maybe James wanted to have a fucking life that didn't involve taking care of kids and taking care of diapers and changing them left and right and left and right. And maybe James might have had a successful life had he got that $11 an hour job that he gave up to get kids off the bus." But no one thought about James. And it got so bad that James didn't think about James. That part I am responsible for. Because me trying to be chief save a family, I should have just let everybody suffer. I shouldn't have bent over backwards to take care of kids that weren't mine. But see, when you're looking for love from a parent, you will be amazed at what you would put yourself through to be loved by one parent when you know you're already loved by the other. But dumb James here wasn't enough. Dumb James has gone out of his way for the love of his remaining parent. He's always tried to get her love, and he's never gotten it. But dumb James has finally reached fuck it for the umpteenth time. I am not watching any more children that my penis did not create. Period. I don't care which one of my siblings don't like this, because every breath that all of my siblings' kids take is a child in a moment that I didn't get the chance to have. And I'm almost 50 now. Think about that. Let that sit in. I got nephews and nieces galore. But none of my siblings ever said, when are you going to have a child, James? Why don't you have a child, James? No, because we want you to take care of our children, James, while we go and continue to make children. They never took my life into consideration. They only took what part of my life helps them. So, acting career? Nope, can't pursue that full time because you're taking care of kids that aren't yours. Wanted to be a cop? Couldn't do that because before smoking the greenery was legal, my siblings tend to date the guys that smoke the greenery. So that was out. And now I'm studying police science and criminal justice, and you know why? Because I needed a job. And the military screwed up my leg, but I can't get full benefits until I do two things. One, get some nameless girl pregnant and the baby has to be mine, or live long enough to see 60, which is only 20-something years away. Now you tell me, where the hell is the fairness in not being able to have your life because you have to take care of other people and their children because of their fucking lack of responsibility? And then the worst part about it is that when I see their children, it only turns that knife in my back on how much of my life has passed me by, with me not so much as getting a snowball chance of hell of being happy. Not getting a great job, not having a great career, not having kids of my own, and I'm in a Spider-Man suit. Because cosplay has been the only thing that has kept me alive. In Mass Effect the Legendary Edition. In TikTok. In Instagram. Not once have my siblings decided to come to me and have a conversation about the money that I'm owed. Or, hey James, why don't you let us carry the burden now of our own children? Why don't you let us do what we're supposed to do, what we should have done as the jump, so that you, an almost 50-year-old man, can go and live your life and be happy, find a wife, a decent career, and be able to be successful and thrive like we have because of your sacrifice and because of our elder sister's sacrifice. But no, selfishness runs deep in this family. Real deep. Luckily, my oldest nieces and nephews actually have honor and have never come at me for dumb stuff. But I guess their parents won't ever take a page from their kids. My second set of oldest nephews, they're doing okay. They have hopes and dreams. And I don't want them to come out like me. So yeah, I am telling them to do horrible things. And I own that. Because I should have been doing the horrible things that I told them to do when their sisters bring boys home. When the boy comes through the door, you put his skull through the floor. And maybe I might be getting out of jail right now, but I would have actually had a chance to have a freaking life before I got there. But no, my family doesn't want to hear that. My family doesn't give a damn if I'm breathing unless it involves taking care of kids that my penis did not create. So I'm making this video as a matter of factly to let them know that every breath your child takes is a moment of my life that I will never get back. It's a moment of my life that none of you gave a damn about me while you were gapping them open, taking big dicks and good licks, and popping out babies. But instead of saying, hey, we need to slow down because we already grew up in a home where we barely had anything because there was one too many of us to feed, or one too many of us had to wear something else while the rest of us wore good clothes. One of us had to buy shoes from Miss Tilly's. Shout out to Miss Tilly. Because without her, I would have had no shoes on my feet in grade school. My older sister bought me my first pair of Nikes. It wasn't legitimately my first pair of Nikes because my very first pair of Nikes was hand-me-downs from a white classmate named Mike. Shout out to Mike. If it wasn't for my big brother Joe Ragnar, I probably would have had nothing. He bought me my first Thundercat and my first IndyCar toy. My dad bought me all my G.I. Joes. No one else gave a damn about me except for my Uncle Harry. He gave a damn about me. He gave me a home when no one else would. And I'll have to make a part 2 of this. Hello, Slick.